Oh, maybe it's too late. What's 6 hours on 8? Boy, it's after midnight in most of the places in America, right? Well, I'm in Paris, visiting some friends, close friends who have a son getting married here. I'm in Paris now, and then tomorrow we go down to the south of France where the wedding is going to happen, and we're staying in the son's apartment here in the outskirts of Paris, which has been really good fun. I haven't had a trip probably in about 10, 15 years. I used to travel all the time. When I stopped selling books, I stopped traveling, and it was nice. I could do everything on the internet. But traveling, I see, I may get into this travel thing again. It's certainly enlightening, and it's also about lightning. It's so much happening. Here in Paris, I dress weird, and particularly in conservative Paris. I remember the last time I was here, maybe 25 years ago, with my two little boys, and we had a great time with them. And it was really chill. It's a very chill environment. When I first came here the first time, I was so amazed by how chill it sort of felt. And I said, boy, I want to feel that chill all the time. And I said, how do you remind yourself, to be a certain way? So what I did, I put quarters in my shoes. And I walked around for a couple months like that, trying to show that every time I took a step, I would remember that cool feeling I had in Paris. I don't have that this time, but it still is very different. And what I have this time is more reaction to my clothes. I mean, I wore question mark suits the last time, but that was 25 years ago. Probably not as crazy as I am now. But I get incredible remarks on my suits here, but it's mostly from immigrants, it seems to me, because there's a big immigrant population. I mean, in Europe, they're very open to immigrants, or they were, then now they're getting a little closed-minded on that. So there's a lot of population immigrant. And they're the people who are more joyful, it seems, than the average, Parisian, or whatever. And it's been a wonderful experience. I mean, just open. I mean, they just come out and just have to burst out saying something, how they appreciate it. And that's wonderful to hear. And it makes me feel very good when someone says that. And I know what's going on back in the United States now is they're talking about government grants. And I try to keep up on it, but when the bill passes, I'll really look into it more, because now there's two versions of this. And what I want people to know about, it seems to be just, the bill is all about making income inequality worse. I mean, actually, what's the amazing thing about income inequality, what we're trying to do, or I think they're trying to do now, is have tips be tax-free. Well, to me, I have a couple of problems with that. One is that it's the restaurant that should be paying the people. So what they're doing is having the government again give restaurant owners money to pay their employees. Okay, now why can't the restaurant be profitable enough to pay the employees, and having to rely on the government to pay the employees? So that's another, how the rich people take advantage of government programs and think that, then tell everybody else it's bad to take advantage of government programs. Now here, with the current administration complaining about government programs, is starting another program. And so he's taking the wealth from the country. So if they don't pay taxes, then we can't pay our bills, and then we have debt, which we're going to have more of with this budget. So that's another thing of how, and then we're giving the people who can pay taxes, we're giving them money so they don't have to pay as much taxes. So that comes out of our treasury. So we can't pay our bills because we're giving the money to rich people. So they're getting like $1 trillion. But that's what bothers me more, is that how we're taking from the poor and giving to the rich, and the poor are worse off. We have more poor people in this country than any other developed country. And so here's a budget that's coming out is going to make people poorer. And no health care, and things like that that are aimed at the poor. Sure, there's people that take advantage of the programs that do that, and there are a lot of people that take advantage of getting money from the government by not paying taxes. We have more money of uncollected taxes than we have in all the benefits we're going to give to the rich people. Now, we're doubling all that, because there is something like $600 to $1 trillion in unpaid taxes every year. And what the administration has done, and many people before this, is cut back the people in the government that are to collect the taxes. So if you don't have any bill collectors, nobody's going to pay the bills, right? You know that, I know that. So that's why I don't know why we have to hurt poor people or people who get health care when we let rich people not pay their taxes. I mean, it's more money than they're trying to save in the budget cuts for low-income people. They could get a lot more money if they collect taxes out there. But nobody wants to do that because they're the rich people, probably. So you treat your elected people who elect you as friends, and make no sound, so you don't hear me. Is that true? Is that true? How is not taxing a bad thing? Well, it isn't a bad thing, of course. But see, to me, what they're not taxing, is wages of low-income people, tips. Now, if you're working for somebody, so actually what they're doing is giving a business money to pay their employees. So why should the government pay the employees, right? The business should pay the employees, and so I hear in France, there's no tipping. No tipping. That's right. All the waiters and waitresses get great wages. They get health care. They get sick leave. They get everything as a waiter, and they don't even ask for it. I asked them tip, and they just laugh at me. Sometimes you give a little something or whatever, but it's not like the U.S. I mean, that was amazing to me. Who gave the business money? Well, the business collects money for their services or the products they sell. I'm saying that the government is giving the business money by subsidizing their waiters. Okay, so the waiters get subsidized. So in other words, if the business paid a good wage, they would have to pay taxes on it, right? So the business doesn't want to pay a good wage because they have to pay taxes on it. So they say, you get money on make your wages on tips, okay? And so the local people make their money on tips, and they have to report it as income, just as if they had on wages. So the business doesn't have to pay the waiters as much money because the government is now not paying they don't have to pay taxes on the tips. See, if the business paid the people a living wage, they'd have to pay taxes, okay? So that's why, to me, what it seems that the government is subsidizing the owners' employees by allowing them not to pay taxes on tips, okay? Why doesn't the employer pay a better wage and be part of, that's what income is. See, without the employers doing income, so they get a free ride, the employers again, the rich people get a free ride to get employers, so we're cheaper because they'll get tips and whatever. I have to pay taxes on my income. Why shouldn't wage staff have to? Exactly, see? So that's why wage staff, why should they, And what it is, it's giving that's why I see it as not giving them a bonus, is giving the employers a bonus. So it's another way, it's a benefit that the restaurant owners or the people who own the businesses get, because the government is letting the employees get more money, okay, by not collecting taxes from them. So that means the government is subsidizing that business, right? So the business is getting subsidized to keep in business because the employees don't have to collect taxes on the wage. That makes sense? Maybe I got something wrong there. I don't know, but it seems to me that way. But also, what I feel is going to happen is a lot of programs will probably get cut in some way, particularly the very low income. But most of them will not. And most of them that will help you in life probably will not. Healthcare, yes. Social Security, probably. And things like that. So there's big ones that they're after. But most of them, you also have to realize when this happens, when the government cuts back, what usually happens, and I don't know precisely, but to me, it seems so logical, and I've sort of seen it, I feel it, I don't have data to prove this, but nonprofit organizations will fill the gap. There are a lot of nice people in this country. I guess in France too. But there's a lot of nice people in America that want to do good things for other people. So it seems, and we have a lot of rich people, and so a lot of those rich people may be more moved to help other people. And so there will be more, nonprofit opportunities to get income and help from. Like right now, you could go to, what is it? Not Indeed. Let me show you a database that you could find all these private nonprofits, okay? Foundation. Foundation Center database. Okay, Foundation Center, let's see what is this. Candid. Yeah, go to Candid, CANDID.org. Candid, CANDID.org. Okay, Candid, CANDID.org. I'll put it here in the chat in Let's Go Help. Somebody on YouTube, put that in the chat, Candid. Okay, you could use that free. The expensive version is free at your library, but you could use it at home and free. So you could find, and I've done this in the past, put in a state and find nonprofit organizations that help you get a better job. Nonprofit organizations that help you train for a higher skill. These kinds of things that help people. And you could find nonprofit organizations. See, a lot of fat cats set up their own nonprofit organization to give money out, but you don't know. God, you can't even find the government stuff, let alone find this other stuff. And my main thing is, do not use Google if you need help. Please don't. It's going to ruin your life because all you'll see is the bad part of America, where everybody wants to screw you and get money from you to do anything. And we have a better part of us, and you don't have to use this other part. And if you have money, you go, spend your heart out at Google. But if you don't have money and you have to solve problems, we have a lot of help in America that has problems, but it's not organized well, and the government doesn't do it well, and especially with all this fear-monger now, even on the people talking about the budget cuts and everything, and that's reasonable because they are going to hurt people, but you have to get over that. Anything that happens in life is going to be that way. Life is getting through tough times, not getting through easy times. So you have to roll up your sleeves and find other options. And there are other options. It's just that you don't know them yet. And there will be more, because that's what happens. When opportunities happen for people who want to do well, then people will do something to fill that opportunity. And so there'll be other programs. Now, a good way to start finding those is going to places like findhelp.org. FINDHELP.org, FINDHELP.org. They don't happen in Google. They happen in Google only if someone's making money at it. So if someone's going to help you but charge money, then you'll see that. If I can get digitally ID reset, we will survive. Yes. Yeah, just Google is all about money. So if you have money, you could get a lot of help there. If you don't have money, you have to use these other things. And that's findhelp.org. 211 is another one. But also you have to know the technique of what it takes to get help. The technique of what it takes to get help. Nobody teaches you this. People just teach you to search online and get a website and fill out the application. That's nonsense. I mean, that may help, but you may get, hijacked on a airline soon. I think about that now that I'm traveling the air again. And your chances are 0 to none. So you have to learn how to use people to get the help you need. And that means getting on the telephone. That means finding phone numbers. And that's what's so good about findhelp.org. See, you could go there and say if you have any kind of health problem, you have any kind of problem, and you will find 50 to 150 to 300 organizations that in your zip code that will help you with that problem. That's what you have to learn to use. This is the free stuff. And if you don't start there and you start in Google, you'll never get out of that alive without spending money or going into debt and hurting yourself a lot more. So you don't want to do that, please. You want to go to the free sources. And another free sources to find all this money is Chat GPT, C-H-A-T, GPT, C-H-A-T, gpt.com and what is that? Perplexity.ai, okay? So you want to go to perplexity.ai also. There are two AIs that I use that you could find nonprofit organizations and government offices there than you ever will in Google. Google will show you everybody in the world and all the people in the world that want to get money from you, because that's what Google is. It's capitalism. And capitalism is all about getting money from other people. And that's fine if you have money. But right now we have more and more people in the United States that don't have money for everything. And so you have to use government offices and nonprofit organizations. If you have money, you could use Google and get help there. Local business doesn't make sense. Or who gave the business money? Who gave the business, what money, Yolanda? The customers give the business money. So, you know what I mean? Well, and then see, and what I'm trying to see is that it seems that the waiters that work for the business are getting the government to give the waiters money, okay? And if the government is giving the waiters money, that means the business doesn't have to give the waiters money, see? So why shouldn't the businesses give the waiters money? It's their business. They work for the business. They don't work for the government. Why is the government giving them money? And businesses are more about people taking care of themselves, and they really aren't. They'd rather have the government take care of them, but they don't want to pay for food stamps. So why should we pay for their employees to have more income? It's them that should do that. At least that's my thought. Perplexity, okay, you got that. Find help, chatgpt.com. Yeah, see, if you go to those websites and look for help and put in that you're looking for help, maybe to buy a home or something, but in your state or your county, you would say you want to find nonprofit organizations and government offices. Otherwise, you're going to find a million people that want to get money from you. Because any problem you have, there's millions of people out there that want to help you and they want to get paid. Okay, so that's what capitalism is, that's what Google is, and it's a good system, right? But it's not a good system when people don't have money. So what are you going to, yes, I'm in Paris, France, and I was here like 25 years ago. And my two boys, they were like 8, 10, 12, something like that. And we had a great time walking around, and they were reading all the time. And it was, the vibe I felt here. This is a guy from my childhood. Yeah, I remember you too. I need help cleaning my basement and garage after a flood that insurance won't cover. Okay, Vivian, start looking. I mean, there are programs for that, but you have to start digging. Okay, Vivian, how do you do that? First thing I would do is go to findhelp.org, okay? Findhelp.org. And after you go there, you put in your zip code. And after you do that, then you put in, there'll be a little bar on top for you to put in what you're looking for. And I'd put in home repair, okay? And I'd start there. And you could have 50 to 150 organizations that give out free help for home repair. And so that may or may not help. You have to start checking yourself. This is not going to be easy. It's not going to go one click and you're going to fill out a form and get money. No, you're going to have to get on the phone and talk to people because they're hidden. Not hidden on purpose. They're hidden because the people you know who do this, that help you, all want to get money from you. So the people that, and so they advertise because they're going to get money from you. So the people who do this for free do not have advertising to make sure you know about them. So you have to find them. And then you have to go through the process of finding the right one for you. Now, if you have some easier way to get it, I would do it. But if you really want to get this done, this is what has to be done. I mean, you really want to play baseball, then you have to learn how to hit goddamn baseball. You want to learn how to get a grant, the same thing. You want to know how to get a job. You just say, oh, I want to get a job. I'll just go and knock on a door and somebody give me a job. You know that's not right. You know, and that's what life is. So the problem is, I think, you know, me, because of this, is telling people that it's so easy to get a grant. No, the grants are easy to apply to. What's hard is finding the right grant to apply to. That's what you have to work at. So don't worry about getting a grant writer. Don't worry about any of that stuff until you get an application. Getting the right application. And before you fill out an application, you ask the person who's giving out the money if this makes sense for you to apply. So you don't waste your time applying to things that you won't be eligible for. You don't hang out in Bethesda anymore. No, I live downtown Washington in Adams Morgan now. So I hang out down there and go by Tryst once in a while, Tryst. I hang out there a lot. But we just have an apartment block away and it's great. I love walking to 50 restaurants within 2-3 blocks. But downtown Paris looks like for rich people. I'm out in the suburbs where our friends, their family lives. And it's cool because it's mostly immigrants. And these people are a lot happier. They have a lower income life, but they certainly seem a lot happier than the Parisians. But don't trust me on that. That's just a random sample of me being here 2 days. I got about another 10 days before I get back. And I was wondering if I was going to do anything online. You don't hang out with us anymore. No, I need to move into low-income apartment that's long and later that's unfixed. Okay, you have to find other opportunities like that, Gigi. Needs a low-income apartment, yes. And you have to scrape, and you start scraping by going, if you're not a member, see, letsgohelp.com. If you're a member of that, then that's what we do. We have step-by-step guides for all these hard things in life. And see, what we do at letsgohelp.com is have unlimited one-on-one help to help you apply to every program that you're eligible for, okay? Well, let's go, let me see what's going on there. So like right now on letsgo.com, if you go, when you're a member, you could go into, see our calendar right on the top there. So today there's 11 p.m. Is 11 p.m. there yet? So there'll be a live person on a Zoom call at 11 p.m. to answer your questions about how to get government grant for anything. So that's 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I don't know. Here in Paris, it's 8:30 p.m. 8, 9, 10, 11. Must be after 11 p.m. Why the heck? Well, anyway, so tomorrow there's a 12:30 a.m., then there's a 4:30 p.m., and then there's a 1 a.m. on Saturday, okay? See, they go on. Saturday, there's also a 3:30. And Saturday there's also a 10 p.m. And then on Sunday there's a 1 o'clock. So every day there's 3 to 5 hours of people that are available free on Zoom calls. Now a Zoom call, all you have to do when you're a member is click on the Zoom and you'll be there and see the person helping, and you just listen to people getting help so you can get that help too, and then you ask your question. Oh, I see. No, we're live out there too. So I see somebody else is live. I'm on another stream on Let's Go Help too. But we have another member. See, members help members here. We have 15,000 members, and they're all helping each other. Take advantage of these programs so they know how to do it. They've done it, and so that's why they're more important, I feel, than you. I need help to find a grant for a truck or van and implants. You're going to implant the truck into a van, or okay? Well, what you want to do? This is Anna. She's there. The first thing is the truck or van for business use. Is that for business use? Yes, I'm in Paris, France. If it is, go over on the left-hand side, okay? And you'll see something called the table of contents. You'll see unlock your goals. And unlock your goals, you go to start my business. And when you get there, you'll see step by step what to do to start finding equipment to pay for if you're going to make money out of this thing, with a truck or van. Okay, now for implants, I guess depends on what kind of grant you do. What kind of implants, but here's where you go to find out how to get money to solve for any kind of health problem. Go again to the unlock your goals on the left-hand side and put healthcare assistance. It's there for how to get free treatments, how to get rid of healthcare bills, how to get free dental care, all this. So it's step by step there. And if you have any problems with any of that, be sure to ask somebody. That's what we're here for, okay, Anna? Any other members have a pay taxes? I have to pay taxes. Okay, that's a good part. Okay, let's see. I took you two people. It's like if Dr. Seuss created the Riddler instead of a different. Thanks, awesome. Thank you. What else? Who else? Can you give me information regarding free funds? Yes. The government gives out an average of $18,000 to every adult in free funds. These are government benefits. They're not free funds because you already paid for them in taxes. These are benefits for you just because you live in America. And that's what America does, is have benefits for everybody. And that's why the rich people know this. And that's why now, see, most of this budget is to help the rich people. And I don't know why, because they don't need the help. We have a country now, we have more poor people, percentage of population, than any other developed country. So what we're creating, to me, we have more millionaires and billionaires than any other country. But the budget now is going towards the millionaires and billionaires and not to the people who are poor, which is, they're more poor people now. Why we don't seem to want to help the poor people first? Because the rich people don't even need the money. Why do that? We have people who can't get housing, people can't pay their bills and everything. But man, no, we got to make those millionaires happy. And that's too bad. And so much of this, and that's why I want to get into all these things that are like that, that are not there for the average person. I mean, the last tax break, that that they want to extend because that's over this year. So extending that means like 80% of it goes to the top 10% of America. So they're getting most of that money. I may be wrong on the exact numbers, but it's something like that. So it's like 80-20, like everything is 80-20. And so they're getting most of the money because that's his audience. So do that. Everybody thinks, oh, he's helping the little guy. I don't see that. Maybe through being mean, and that's the other thing about him, is meanness. Why do people have to be mean to do things? That's probably even worse than giving money to millionaires. Thanks, you're outside. Any grants for buying multi-unit complex to fix up for develop. Yes, Lisa, I mean, that'll take some work, but the free help is out there for you to do that, okay? And you have to start digging a lot of ditches, talking to a lot of people to find the right opportunity that makes sense for you, okay? You don't, again, there's not a perfect thing that has your name on it. So you have to create something, and that's what life is about, creating something that's right for you. And you do that step by step, because poverty has become a mindset. That's why some people misuse a handout. That's true. And some people misuse a tax benefit too. Oh, you always get that, you know. But if you don't work on a problem, it won't get fixed. And ignore them or being mean doesn't seem a way to help it. Your top is incredible, and you're like, oh, thank you. I'm 82. I thought I was 83, but my wife just told me I'm only 82. So, but it's fun, and I have something to do. I'll be doing this for at least another 10 years. People that do it. So you say about people taking advantage of it. Yes, there are. But see, to me, there's more people taking advantage of our government by not paying their taxes than there ever will be on not or taking advantage of, I guess, food money or utility grants or something like that, because it's now up to $600 billion to $1 trillion every year. I mean, $1 trillion, 600 billion. That's what people are cheating the government on. That, wow. And that seems, I thought you were married. Aren't you married? Oh, I'm married a lot of times. And that's what we should be after. It's sort of like if you had a business, would you have to go out and get money to keep your business running, or go collect the money that people owe you for having your business? You would get the money people owe you first, right? Because that's legitimate. They owe you money. So if you have a country and people owe you money, you go after your creditors and not paying their bills. No, that's creditor. You're the creditor. You know what I mean. The people owe you money. I'm trying to start a farm and raise bees in Hawaii. What's your thoughts? Well, the first thing I would do is write this down, Charles. Go to RD, like real dirt, RD, and then USDA.gov, G-O-V, RD, real dirt, .usda.gov, and make an appointment. There'll be a step-by-step there. They tell you want to start a farm. The government has lots of money for people who want to start farms, particularly new people who want to start farms, women who want to start farms, to get people involved in that. I can barely hear it. Oh, you can't hear me? The people, I'm trying to start my RV park, my 5 acre. Oh, Vanessa, okay, go and get the real information. If you're not a member of Let's Go Help, okay, what number do you get one-on-one call? I have an idea. Okay, tell me the idea now, and you get one-on-one call here. And then every day we have 4 or 5 people that will be on, 4 or 5 hours that will help you one-on-one. And also what you want to do, though, what we do is show you where to go to get local help, to get experts on your subject, to get that kind of one-on-one. And every website we give you will never charge you money. So if you want to start that business, you want to find those government offices that get money to help you start a business. And where that is, a good place to start. If you're a member, you could see over on the table of contents on the left-hand side, you go down and unlock my goals, and we have all that there. And that will tell you how to find local experts that will help you start any kind of business or nonprofit or farm or anything you want. But if you're not, then you go to this website. Go to SBA.gov and then // and then local, LOCAL, -assistance, SBA.gov, local-assistance. Oh, from Scotland. I lived in Prestwick for 2 years, back in could have been the late 60s, early 70s, yeah. I was in the Navy back there. I was a diplomatic courier out of Prestwick, Scotland, because we had a nuclear submarine base up the coast there, that we bring them their stuff. Where are you in Scotland, Marion? I don't know how to say it. And David, need rental assistance in Georgia. Where do I go? I had signed up at Let's Go Help. I didn't know what to do next. Well, you signed up at Let's Go Help and go to Let's Go. Let's Go. Gosh, what is that? Oh man, you get 82. This will happen to you too. Let's Go Support. Go to letsgosupport.com. Okay, that'll tell you how to get the service, and that's where you get one-on-one help for all this that you need. But you have to log into our service, and when you signed up, you got a link that will get you in the back door to make you sure you don't pay. Okay, I spoke with one of you one-on-one years ago. We met in a PG mall. I wanted to give you a private update. Oh, nice. How'd it go, Celia? What number do I get to call him? Yeah, no, I'm in Paris. It's hard to take calls there. It went well. I have a big idea. Oh, I bounce it off people there. But what is the idea? Let me tell you where to go on it. What's the idea, Selena? What do you want to do? And I'll show you where I would go to get expert. Because me, you, we don't know expert in everything. What you want to do is find the people that are expert in what you want to do, that help people like you. What do you want to do? You want to talk to them. What are we talking about today? Anything. How can I open up a business but only have cash with no trace of how I got the money? I don't think anybody cares. So I get money. You pay your bill. It's like a crypto idea and a thing. It went well, and I have a bigger. Oh, well, I would go to your local. Now you're in PG County. They're at the University of Maryland has something called the Small Business Development Center. If you go on the left-hand side here, Selena, for Unlock My Goals, and then you look for Start a Business, and then they'll tell you how to find that local. Make an appointment. You have to make an appointment with the people, okay? They'll help you do that. See you in a documentary. Ooh, snoop doop. We are waiting the flowers. Hope you live fast. We are waiting with flowers. Oh, you mean you have flowers for my casket? Well, that's nice to hear. What is the site for $18 per person mentioned? Well, that's the total amount that's giving to everybody. And that's what the government gives out. Now there's about 600 to 750,000 programs that give out these programs, that give out this money, and they're different in every place in the country. So there's not one button to push. It's not like Medicaid or something like that. No, you got to find out where this stuff is locally. And that's what we do. And if you're not a member, you could start by going to findhelp.org. Okay, you could go to findhelp.org and start there. Okay, but crypto, that's a big thing, so they'll know. And if they don't, then here's what you do. You go to this, Selena. You go to tinyurl.com/Lesgo local business. Okay, that will show you how to get 50 more local organizations that will help you start your crypto idea, all for free. 50 of them. So if the one that we have in there, you want to do that, or anybody else, they want to start a business, go to this website. It's my research. It shows you how to find 50 organizations where you live to start any kind of business, okay? And it's called Tiny, T-I-N-Y, URL. Okay, that's one word, tinyurl.com, .com, and then you put /Lesco, L-E-S-K-O, and then local, L-O-C-A-L, business, B-U-S-I-N-E-S-S. You go there, okay? And saw this guy 2 a.m. with the blonde hair and blue eyes picking up the garbage. That's great. Somebody's got to do it. My hubby and his BBF are trying to buy their first business, working with a protege program, but wondering where else you can. Yeah, I'd work anybody program if you found it on Google. It's going to cost you money. You could get the same thing for free by going to nonprofit organizations, because the government wants you to start a business, create money for yourself, and hire other people, and so you create jobs. And to find those people, if you're not a member, go to this website I just gave, tiny, T-I-N-Y, URL.com/Lesco Local Business. Tiny URL.com/Lesco Local Business. Okay? And start calling. You call a dozen people and tell them what you want to do and ask if you can help them. That's the way you do it. Yeah. Where do I find a down payment for a house in Minnesota? Okay, a couple of ways. If you're not a member of Let's Go Help, what I would do is go to chatgpt.com, chat, C-H-A-T, and then G-P as in Paul, ChatGPT as in toy, .com, and it's free. There's a free service, and you could say you need money and help to to buy a home in Minnesota from, this is the important part. You say you want to know about programs to buy a house from nonprofit organizations and government offices. Or you could go to this website. I did this for you, and you could see how I did it, so you could copy this. It's tiny, T-I-N-Y, URL.com/Lesco Home, L-E-S-K-O-H-O-M-E, okay? I may lose my left foot if it doesn't get better quick. It's been 3 months, okay? You better get other medical advice as quickly as possible. Don't just rely on one doctor. You can't. You can't, like, relying on one service to give you free money. If they don't, you have to go other places. And somebody says you're going to lose your left foot, get extra help. How are you going to find that? You go to this website, Needy, Needymeds, okay, needymeds.org, Needymeds. And it's a little complicated there, but if it gets complicated, they have an 800 number you could call to find out how to get like a second opinions on this, okay? So that you find out more about your option life, okay? Hopefully I can take a vacation in the future. Beautiful. Have a wonderful time. Oh, good. I'm not sure what that was. Okay, and I never did receive 400 pages before. I tried to download and got an error. What error? What report is that? Is that the? We have a report for mini grant report. Let me find the link there, because you're a member. You're a member too. Navigator. We care. Grant winners, grant application. Stay tuned. Daily grant free report. Okay. Mini grant report. Okay, here's the link to the the listing of mini grant report. Every state is in here. Okay, so look at this. We haven't heard any problems about that being a problem, Eric. Try another browser maybe, but download it again and see, okay? And please cancel my membership. Yes, you have to just send us an email at Lesco help at Gmail. There's another way, but I don't know it. And if you need more, see our new Lesco support. See lescosupport.com, okay? for more help. The link may be there. You could cancel it yourself. Waiting to start a business for traveling nurses and doctors. Good idea. Home is almost finished in the build, but going to turn into a wedding venue. Oh, neat. Okay, if you want that, get together with a mentor that will help you do that, okay? Help you start that business for traveling nurses. That's a big business, okay? And that's what you want to do. And if you go to that tiny, T-I-N-Y, URL.com/Lesco local business. tinyurl.com/Lesco local business. Okay. Amy, well, thank you so much. I gotta go. It's only like 8, 9 o'clock here, and I haven't had dinner yet. Us in Paris eat later at night. So let me go, guys, and I'll try to talk to you soon. But I see this works pretty good. So talk to you soon. Thank you, Anna. Talk to you soon. Bonsoir. Is that it, Smiley? Good night is bonsoir. Smiley?
Yeah.
Bonsoir is the good night.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
A bientôt.
A bientôt.
See you soon.
See you soon.